All right, so let me enlarge this. All right, it says volunteers open neighborhood fridge in Orlando to fight food insecurity. You see, Roger, I already had a local story prepared. Oh, goodness. I love how we're so in sync. Wonder Twins, activate! All right, so it says neighborhood fridge located behind laundromat on Edgewater Drive. Edgewater's not that far from me. So it says local volunteers just opened a neighborhood fridge in Orlando in effort to combat food insecurity. The founder, Catherine Franco, says she has wanted to do this for years and is excited that her longtime idea has been executed. The community launch was so great. It made me happy and it made me feel like I want to keep doing this work. It is located right behind the laundromat in the shopping plaza on Edgewater Drive. Sean Nelson and his family own the laundromat and agreed to host the neighborhood fridge. By the way, just to let you guys know, if you are a business owner and you have a place where something like this can exist right near your establishment, why not? Right? I think this is a great idea. Let's say you are a business owner and you have like someplace like this. Let's say you have a shop, right? You can build something like this, or hell, you can do like a community library, right? And put books in there, or just have a community piano and have the fridge. Like, let's say, you want something that you don't necessarily have to pay too much out as far as electricity, but if you can have a community pantry, something like that. I think that's a great idea. Let's continue. It says, Nelson says, we need to try and give back as much as we can and not just think about ourselves. Inside the fridge is a range of donated healthy food and drink options. On the side, the shelf was stocked with canned goods, dry foods, educational materials, and contraceptives. Welcome to Florida. Yes. It says the Florida Access Network donated money in dozens of Plan B one-step boxes, which usually cost about $50 in stores. All hands were on deck for this project, including those of Emmanuel Lewis, who built the shed from the ground up. Lewis was in awe of the finished product. Lewis left the painting to Tyler Howell and 5 other artists who brought the woodshed to life. Says Howell learned about the opportunity through a queer arts collective in Orlando. He says art is something that can be viewed and appreciated and consumed what their social is. So this is also something that you do. If you are to art, you can also contribute to help, because the thing is that we receive art as well, whether it's music, painting, sculptures, poems, whether it's through photography, different ways that you can contribute to society, right? You can also do artistic mutual aid, right? Just to help people out. Have you ever thought about that? I'll put Jesse Jett on from Indie News Network on this Saturday, and he does his art through music as well. He's an activist and a music artist. So could you guys, if you're, good at doing things like that, could you also help in that way? There's many different ways to contribute to your community around you. Whether it's housing or personal items or groceries, the resounding message in Central Florida is that the prices are just too high. Damn straight. Franco wants to take the burden off families whose budgets have been busted and help the unhoused people who are searching for their next meal. The whole concept, quote, the whole concept of the project is to fight for food justice in the sense that we're bringing the resource to the community that's going to be there every day. The team still needs the community's help with donations, and they give the list of things that are allowed: fresh produce, bread and pastries, sealed beverages, milk and eggs, prepackaged meals, fresh fruits, canned food, dry foods, cotton products, diapers. So the thing that they don't allow are alcohol, medication, raw meat and fish, unlabeled or expired food items, raw, moldy food, open food containers, damaged food items, large, small food platters, clothing donations, and homemade food. So I know that you want to make a mac and cheese, right? But no, go to a different foundation where they serve prepared meals and then donate your mac and cheese there. But at things like this, then you have your already packaged foods, right? So do that. There may be some people out there that want to make themselves some beans and rice. So buy a bag of beans and buy a bag of rice, put it in the pantry, and let them prepare it themselves. And if you want to cook those beans and rice and serve it, well, then there are other, people like Food Not Bombs. I think they do things like that. So then if you want to prepare it and then serve it, you do it that way. By the way, I'm going to taste your beans and rice, by the way. Beans and rice are really good. So I just think that it is wonderful. And this is, I'm not going to play a video, but this is a photo of it. And so, yeah, I think this is great idea. And I would like to, share some ideas from mutual aid that people can glean from, and they can adapt to their community. And this isn't the first one I've ever seen. There are many others that do this throughout the United States. And so when we talk about mutual aid, also, if you know of these foundations that are doing things like this, maybe you're not close by them and you can't make food, but you have a couple bucks, maybe $5 here, you can contribute to them so that they can be able to continue this work, right? And there are other, means that you can also, like, for instance, are you good with computers? Can you help people? Do you do pairs for computers and electronic items? Do you know somebody that needs a phone? Do you know somebody that needs a tablet? Do you know somebody that needs a laptop? These are some of the things that you guys can think about in order to help the people in your area. Do you know, for instance, and this is something that I want to do, but do you know, the housing situation, how to maneuver it, especially for people who are low income? Can you help people with applying for housing, things like that? Here's another idea. At least donating for somebody's application fee so they can apply for apartments. I'm just spitballing ideas. But the thing is that we all can help one another in many different ways. Give people rides, watch people's kids, watch people's elderly parents, or somebody that is that they have that special needs. Maybe they have an adult special needs kid or sibling, and that person just needs a break for a few hours. Could you watch that person who's special needs for them? Attend to them. There's so many different things that you can think of. And I think that's one of the things that is necessary for us as a community to really bring ourselves together. Somebody needs their grass cut. Somebody needs a haircut. Do you know how to do nails? Maybe you know somebody that needs another full set done. Maybe they're applying for a job. Maybe they need nails done so they can look good for when they're applying for that job. So I want to put that out there. And if you guys, think of something to do, even if it's just something nice for somebody by saying some kind words, hey, tag me and let me know. Here's my thing. And this is something I tell people all the time. This is something I tell my friends. Tell me your good news so I can celebrate with you. I'm going to repeat myself. Tell me your good news so I can celebrate with you. When you do for others, you're doing for me. When you do for others, you're doing for yourself, because we are all connected. We're all part of one big family, all of us. So as you do for others, you're helping me, baby. And that's the part. That's the point.